Some friends and I arranged to meet in Overland, Death Valley, and surrounding areas during the Christmas and New Year holidays. Looking at weather a few days out, it appeared we might need to revise our itinerary. But life happened, and other changes to our plans became necessary. Matt was delayed on the first day when we were supposed to meet in Kingman, Arizona. Our revised plan was to meet in Shoshone, California, the next afternoon. I had a day and a half to explore the area between the two towns. I decided to head out from Kingman and spend the night along the Mojave Road, and I had one particular campsite in mind.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to what is supposed to be day one of a very near Death Valley experience. I am in Kingman, Arizona, where I was supposed to meet Matt this morning, but he threw out his back and is in a lot of pain right now and unable to travel. Since he can't make it today, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and go up here to the Mojave National Preserve and find a campsite. The weather has been kind of strange. A lot of rain, a lot of snow. So that's obviously going to have some effect on our travels in Death Valley. Well, you can see the heavy overcast I'm under, but you can see it also looks like it's clearing out over there in the direction I'll be turning. So that's a good thing. Passing through Bullhead City. There are the Kelso dunes just left of the road, coming into view. Turned off Tobago Road, headed out here to the dune field. Not allowed to drive on the dune field here. Back on the highway after departing the dunes. Next stop will be the Kelso Depot. National Park Service was going to destroy this beautiful train depot because it wasn't part of the natural heritage and it wasn't old enough. You know, fortunately the public talked them out of it. I think even the National Park Service appreciates that because they've turned it into their visitor center, and it's a really nice building. We are arriving at Kelso Depot. 5 tracks here that we're going to cross, the sign said. Baker, 35 miles straight ahead, SEMA 20 miles to the right. I have left Kelso Depot and am headed up SEMA Road. And what I am looking for is where the Mojave Road crosses, well, at least the way I've driven it twice, comes in from the right and continues on the left of the highway, just crosses the road. Here we are. The Mojave Road, and there's a little bit of history about it. So those hills are just left of the road in the distance. There are several campsites up there off to the left, and going to check it out. This area was considered one of the roughest for the wagons back in the pioneer days. We'll get to where it's kind of like a rocking boat. It must have been pretty rough in those wooden wheeled wagons. Well, there's nobody at this campsite here immediately at the left, and that's the one we stayed at before. It's a nice campsite, but the one we really wanted, we missed it by probably 2 minutes, and that's just the one right around the corner, and there's already somebody there. Let me see if they're going to camp or if they're just here to catch the view. Well, that was actually very fortuitous for me. These guys are leaving right now. I still haven't finished putting my tent up. I got to put the rain fly on. I like to put the gear in it before I put the rain fly on. But I just thought I'd give a little hint here about putting a tent up in sandy soil, and you can see how loose this soil is here. Tent peg's not going to hold very well. And what some people do is they take their dirty socks and they fill up with some soil, tie a string around the end of it, and then tie that to the red lanyard you see down there and bury that sock. And that'll work. It certainly will work. But since I'm carrying chains for this trip, tire chains, I just went ahead and grabbed one of the bags, put it in one corner, and the other bag, and stuck it in the other corner, and that leaves plenty of weight. I can divide them up if I don't have anything in those two corners, but of course I'll be sleeping in the bag. And I can always divide them up and put it over there. You can also take some of this loose soil and fill it up in whatever, your socks, Ziploc bags, and stick them inside the tent. Or just gather some rocks. That's off in the direction of Kelso Dunes, right there in the top center. Can't really see them very well, but I promise you they're there. And sun has been going down. And pretty much done with the work in camp. Dinner's done. I've eaten the food and washed the dishes. Pictures are copied. Cards are formatted. All ready for a new day tomorrow. Well, my fridge says it's 31 degrees inside the fridge. I was wondering when it gets below freezing. I don't know that it's below freezing here, but it's pretty cold. Oh. Of course, we are at higher elevation here, so that does make the water boil a little bit more early. I'm not sure exactly what the elevation is. I haven't looked at the GPS. This will warm me up inside. Good. All right, time for breakfast. Cereal bars. If you look at that, it's all icy on top of that table. Set it over here. Fruit and chia. You know, I don't know what this is, but it looked kind of good, so I thought, oh, I'm going to try some of this. Should have some meat sticks in there. There we go. yogurt raisins. Simple breakfast. Keep my meals simple when I'm traveling.
Morning, everyone. I'm all loaded up. It's a couple minutes before 9 o'clock here. I have been able to exchange a couple of text messages with Matt. I've got very intermittent internet and SMS messaging from here, but I have been able to exchange a couple of text messages with Matt, and I'm going to meet him at the plan is 1 o'clock in Shoshone. We've changed our plans just a little bit, a couple of times. I want to get to Baker, which is only 32 miles away. And across the desert, it's going to take me up here by these power lines that I can see on the horizon, and I'll follow that route rather than the Mojave Road. And I've driven the Mojave Road a couple times. This is a beautiful portion of it. You got some cinder cone volcanoes and stuff like that, but probably better that I just go ahead and get to where I need to be going anyway. So we'll be using the route from Copilot GPS. I tried putting it into Google Maps, but Google Maps said didn't have an internet connection. I tried several times, and several times it said didn't have an internet connection. So I'll scale it out. So it says it's going to take me to Power Line Road, and then there's Baker right there. Yeah, right there on the right is where we camped the last time I was here. Let's try to get out here to the main road. Okay, this is the Mojave Road here. Well, I'm going to get out and walk. I don't know. That is very narrow. What I'm worried about is that on the left side there, the weight of the Jeep, and this is a really heavy Jeep, will cause that to collapse, and that could be very dangerous. I think I'm going to go back up and take the safe way, especially since I'm by myself, and follow the Mojave Road. Copilot GPS does show the Mojave Road just right over here, and so I'm just going to go ahead and follow that. look at that. It has picked up that I have rerouted myself and it has given me fresh directions. Oh, this is a well-maintained road. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this. This is actually taking me slightly the wrong way, but I can do a lot faster speed. I did make it to Mojave Road. Once I turned onto Kingman Road, it probably would have been 3 or 4 minutes before I got to the Mojave Road. About 16 miles to go from here. I've been on it about 4 minutes now, and I'm doing 60 miles an hour. And you can see on Backcountry Navigator, almost on the maps that I had downloaded in preparation for this trip, not anticipating spending time in the Mojave National Preserve. I'm departing Baker, headed towards Shoshone. GPS says it's 55 miles. Ad had texted me that it's really, really windy in Las Vegas. It wasn't windy at all in Baker, but I'm looking at this, looks like dust up here. Highway, vehicle recreation area. A lot of dust blowing over there. Matt either? Yes, that is Matt. I suspect he's probably in here. Mark's up on 16.
Copy that.
Copy that. All right, well, I'm ready to follow you, that magenta Jeep.
Yeah, I have conversations about every time I stop.
So Matt went into the store next door, and he talked to them about Mango Pass. They said it was closed, but recommended that Matt consider camping down here just a couple of miles south of Shoshone. There's a place to turn off the road where we can probably get away from the wind.
She said it's only about a mile back here to where we're going, so I was not going to air down.
Okay. Matt, come back and check this out.
It was a day late, but we were ready to kick off this adventure. Brian would join us in a couple days. Meanwhile, we needed to check out that report that Mingle Pass Road was closed, and there was a severe winter weather forecast to plan around. But this evening, Matt and I would catch up on things, and I'd encourage him to tell me all about his magenta Jeep.